This is the volume and surface area rectangular prisms from Chapter 9 assignment. Go ahead and fold your paper in half vertically so you have a fold down the middle. And please put your name and block on the paper, and all the notes that we'll take will be on the left side and all the work you will do will be on the right. Now you'll notice on the right I haven't left any space, so you're going to have to do one, then volume of the first one, surface area of the first one, then move to the second one, and so on. So I want you to write on the left that a rectangular prism has faces that are rectangles, and there are 6 faces. 2 of those faces will be bases, okay, so the base will be a rectangle. I also want you to write, perhaps in a different color if you could, that cubes are also rectangular prisms, but they're special kinds of rectangular prisms where length, width, and height are congruent. So go ahead and pause the recording, write that down, and turn the recording back on. These are also the formulas that you're going to need to know. For volume, a rectangular prism is going to be V for volume equals length times width times height. For a cube, and this is not covered in your book, but I expect you to know it because we know that the area of a square is A equals S squared. So the volume of a cube, if the length, width, and height are the same, is going to be V equals side times side times side, which means V equals S cubed. And we'll do a couple of the cube problems right at the end. And then surface area of a rectangular prism is going to be, and then this formula will also work for other surface areas, but you have S for a surface area equaling the bases. There's always 2 bases. So whatever, if you have a cylinder, your bases would be a circle. If you have a triangular prism, your bases would be a triangle. If you have a rectangular prism, then your 2 bases would be a rectangle. So it's going to be 2 times the base, which means 2 times the area of the bases. The big B is the area of the bases. And then the P is the perimeter of one of the bases. And you take that times the height. And there's a nice job done in your book in chapter 9.2 of showing you how if you have basically the perimeter, so that would give you 2 sides and another 2 sides that were congruent, and you take that times the height, you can get your other 4 faces, you can get the area of the other 4 faces, which in this case, since it's a rectangular prism, will be all rectangles. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the next page. We'll come back up to the top at the very end so you can write the problems down. All right, in example 1, I'd like you to write this down. A rectangular prism with a length of 5.5 centimeters, a width of 2.3 centimeters, and a height of 6.8 centimeters. You can pause the video at any point and then restart it again to hear how this works. Okay, so the volume formula is going to be V for volume equals length L times width W times height. I always make the length the longest side, but not all texts do that. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to draw. So I'm going to draw a rectangle. Use your blue lines to help you. So I'm using 2 lines. Then I'm going to attempt to draw a congruent rectangle to the one in front. Now, let me redraw this. I should have shown you those 2 sides will be solid because those are the ones you can see. But these other sides, I'm going to make them broken because those, when we connect everything, those will be, in perspective drawing, you couldn't see them. So I connect corresponding vertices. You can see all of those sides. You can see all of those sides. However, this one back here you can't see. So I'm going to just draw it as a broken line. And then I'm going to label the length is 5.5. The width equals 2 and that's centimeters. The width equals 2.3 centimeters. Because my length side looked longer, that's why I did that. And the height equals 6.8 centimeters. So go ahead and pause the video every time you need to write stuff down and then turn it back on. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and substitute in. So you're trying to find volume. Length is 5.5. Width is 2.3, height is 6.8. Plug that into your calculator, and you're going to get a volume measure is what goes inside. So it's the number of cubic centimeters inside of this, like if you were putting water in an aquarium, cereal in a box, anything that would go inside and fill up this box is the number of cubic centimeters. So it's going to be centimeters cubed. So the volume of this particular rectangular prism equals 86.02. Now, every time you write a problem, I want you to write the formula that's going to help get it into your long-term memory. So now we go surface area equals, okay, the bases, a rectangular prism, all of the 6 bases are going to be rectangles, but the bases are also going to be rectangles. So you're going to take 2 times the B, the big B means area of the base, plus the perimeter of one of the bases times the height. Okay, so to get the B, we'll just put this off to the side. The B is going to equal 2.3 times 5.5. That's what the B is going to equal. So let's go ahead and get what B is. Okay, so if we want to find the B, that's going to be the area of each of the bases, and there are 2 of them. So we're going to go 2.3 times 5.5, which gives us 12.65. So we're going to have S equaling 2 times 12.65. That'll give us top and bottom, the bases. Plus the perimeter is 15.6, and we need to take that times the height, which is 6.8. Okay, so go ahead and plug that into your calculator. Let's put that in parentheses too. So S equals. So when you take the area of both bases, 12.65, and multiply it by 2, you get 25.3. So that gives you the area of the top and bottom, both of the bases. And then you take your perimeter of your one of your bases, 2.3 times 2, and then 5.5 times 2. You end up with 15.6. And then you multiply that by the height of 6.8, you get 106.08. You add those together, and now you've got the area of all 6 bases. So the surface area is 131.38. Surface area is measured in square units, and that's centimeters squared. So the previous one, the volume, tells you how much you could fit inside of this box, inside this rectangular prism, whereas the surface area would tell you how much material you would need. So how much material like cardboard or metal or wood that you would need to build this box and have 6 sides to it. So that would be what the surface area would help you with. All right, let's go on to the next problem. Okay, example 2 is a rectangular prism with a length of 7.1 meters, a height of 4.2 meters, and a volume of 104.37 meters cubed, or cubic meters. You have to find the width. So in this case, I'm going to show you, remind you how to draw it. So draw your rectangular prism. There's a rectangle. You got 2 lines. You're going to try to draw the exact same looking rectangle. Forgot it again. Let's just back this up. Okay, these 2 you can draw, and then these would be broken lines. You can go back and erase if you want to, but most people don't want to do that. And then you connect the corresponding vertices, and this one would not be seen, so it would be in behind. And so you have a width of what you don't know. You have a length of 7.1 meters. You have a height of 4.2 meters. And you have a volume of 104.37 meters cubed. So that's how many cubic meters will fit inside of this particular rectangular prism. So volume is going to be V equals length times width times height. We're going to substitute. V is 104.37. And it equals your length, 7.1, times the width, which you don't know, times the height, which is 4.2. You can multiply in any order you want to. And 7.1 times 4.2 is 29.82 W times W. Now we're going to use the division property of equality because we want to solve this algebraically. So we're dividing by 29.82 on both sides. which leaves us with W on the right, and then you simply divide 104.37 by the 29 foot. And your answer will give you 3.5 meters for the width. All right, now using that, we can then move on to surface area. And we'll use the picture we now know, and I'll put this in a different color, that this is 3.5 meters. And surface area is going to be S equals 2 times the base, that's the area of the bases, is the capital B, plus whatever one basis perimeter is times its height. So we're going to come over here and we're going to write B, and that's going to be 7.1 times the width, so length times width of 3.5. So B equals 24.85 meters squared. Now perimeter is going to be the 7.1 twice plus the 3.5 twice. And so your perimeter is 21.2 meters. So now we're going to substitute everything in. So S is going to equal 2 times the 24.85, which is the area of one base, but you have two bases, so you have to do it twice. And then the perimeter, which is 21.2, times the height, which is 4.2. Put that into your calculator, and you should have your S. Okay, so you ended up with 2 times 24.85 equaling 49.7, and 21.2 times the height of 4.2 gives you 89.04. So your surface area is 138.74 meters squared. Okay, now we're going to move on to just a little bit of cube work so that you can see. You can get it using the rectangular prism, V equals L times W times H, but I'd like you to know how to use the volume equals S cubed formula. Okay, example 3 is for finding volume and surface area of a cube. Please write a cube with sides that measure 8 centimeters. Find the volume and surface area. Go ahead and pause the video and then turn it back on when you're ready to continue. All right, let's go ahead and draw a cube. Now let me show you how to draw a cube. It's a little bit different. You want to make it look like a square. Then you're going to have an overlap. There's a side you can see, and here will be the sides that you can't see. And then you connect your sides, and there's your cube. If you overlap it, it'll look more like a cube. And you know that this is 8 centimeters, the length, the width equals 8 centimeters, and the height. Okay, so on your calculator, you're going to go 8 and then use your caret key, raise it to the 3rd power, and you are going to get 512, and that's going to be centimeters cubed. Now your surface area, you're going to find the base, the perimeter, and then you're going to plug all these values in. I'm running short on time on the recording, so I'm going to just do it. You try it on your own, and then check and see if it's right. The one thing I will point out to you is that for perimeter, it's going to be 8 4 times, so you don't have to go 8 times 2 plus 8 times 2 to get perimeter. It's easier to just go 8 times 4. Okay, so the base equals 8 squared. You take that twice, it's 128. 8 squared was 64. And then the perimeter is 8 times 4, which is 32. You take that times the height of 8, you get 256, and you add the two together and get 384 centimeters squared for surface area. Okay, example 4 is a cube with an area of 2,744 feet cubed. You need to find the side and the surface area. Your formula for volume is V equals S cubed. This time you have 2,744 equaling S cubed. The inverse of a cube is a cube root. You're going to press the math key, which is right under the alpha key on your calculator. You're going to select number 4, which is a cubic root. And now that you know your sides are 14, it's very easy to find your surface area. Go ahead and try to find your surface area, then turn the recording back on and check it. Okay, B is 196 feet squared. Perimeter is 56 feet. You take 56 feet times the 14 height. You take 2 times the base area, which is going to give you 392 plus 784. You add those together and you get 1,176 feet.